आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
Now we have a Swiss military think tank report which has delivered a clear verdict on Operation Sindoor. It is said that between May 7th and 10th, the Indian Air Force established complete air superiority, and that is why the Pakistanis went crying. Here are the details.
IAF decimated Pakistan Air Force decisively.
The Universal Rocket Launcher System.
A Swiss think tank, Center for Military History and Perspectives, has put a conclusive stamp of approval on India's complete dominance of Pakistan's airspace during Operation Sindoor. Not only that, authors of the 47-page report say that the IAF's control of the escalation matrix was so complete that Pakistan scampered for ceasefire on the 4th day. On the first day, India's strikes with Rafales and Mirages leveled Chesh and Lashkar headquarters. In response, Pakistan launched 2 waves of drone attacks on May 7th and 8th. But both were neutralized by a robust, multi-layered Indian air defense. Pakistan's biggest response came on the night of May 9th, targeting our air bases and S-400s. India not only repulsed this, but escalated with a surprise attack with BrahMos, scalp missiles and other standoff weapons, striking bases and radar installations deep inside Pakistan, destroying runways and hangars. The report concludes by saying that India achieved most of its political and military objectives, with Pakistan cowering on the 4th day.
Adrien Fontanellaz is the author of this paper, Operation Sindoor, India-Pakistan Air War. He's joining us from Lausanne in Switzerland. Adrien, thank you for joining us. Can you give me basically any details of how you conclude independently that, the Indian Air Force had complete air superiority over Pakistan? What is the source of information? Is it open source information? Is it other information, or is it your analysis?
Good evening. First, thank you for having me. So basically, all the sources I used are open source intelligence, and foremost testimonies on both the Pakistani side and, of course, several prominent Indian Air Force officers who gave conferences, such as Air Chief Marshal Singh, for example. So the data are very much public. The report does not bring anything new in this regard. Then it was a matter of making conclusion about what happened, and the situation was quite clear and obvious on the 10th of May, because the Indian Air Force was able to strike at will Pakistani air bases, whilst it was not at all the case the other way around. So basically that's it.
Used information and images that are available in both sides of the media, on social media, on open source, about who lost which aircraft and what the wreckage of the aircraft and what the missile casings reveal. Now, what does your analysis reveal? I'm very curious to see an independent third party give information on that, because between India and Pakistani side, there are always, allegations and counter allegations on this. What have you found?
So basically, at the end of October, as confirmed, as cross-checked, there was apparently 3 Indian aircraft which were shot down during the night of 7 May. For the rest, the real extent of Pakistani losses remain unknown, simply because there is nothing coming out of Pakistan. I have to say, some colleagues, namely Tom Cooper, which made a far more protracted and extended OSINT research, thanks to the help of several Indian researchers, is concluding that there is much more Pakistani losses. But as far as I was concerned whilst writing this report, it remains extremely difficult to know precisely how much aircraft both sides lost. But again, I would like to emphasize an air warfare say, which is saying basically fighter, pilot and aircraft are making headlines, but bombers are making history. So even though there is, as far as I'm concerned, some uncertainty about the real losses from both sides, what is absolutely crystal clear is that the Indian Air Force was able to, in the end of this war, to bomb at will Pakistani air bases. And it is very important to emphasize that, because it's not look like as fantastic and as dogfight between combat aircraft, but basically you are winning air superiority by striking enemy air bases, by dismantling air defenses and then striking air bases. So one can only conclude one thing out of that, is that the Indian had a really huge operational and tactical advantage at the end of these 4 days.
Well, Adrien, thank you for saying that, because, you know, I have these Pakistanis who come on my program, refuse to accept the reality. In fact, as I introduced Nadeem, he's there from Islamabad, and General G.D. Bakshi and Samarpal Tur from Delhi and Chandigarh respectively. You know, Adrien, these Pakistanis are so scared nowadays that when their army chief went to Davos, he was wearing a bulletproof jacket under his shirt. He's so scared. Even when he goes, do you know about that, Samar? Even when he went, do you know that? There were pictures that, and he's worn this huge bulletproof dress under his shirt. It looked terrible. Very sad, Samar. But I want to thank Adrien for joining us. Adrien, thank you for joining us today and sharing that information with us. Thank you. Thank you. And Samar, is there anything you'd like to tell Major Nadeem at the start? Because this is an independent and very respected military historian, right? He's a member of the scientific community at this very respected Swiss think tank. And he has said India had total superiority. Nadeem ran away. I think Nadeem ran away. Did you see that? I think he ran away. What would you like to say if he was there?
Arnab, all I can say is that when a third party which has a specialization in research and in detailed analysis based on confirmed intelligence, I would rather accept his analysis. And in that, let me tell you, he has said 1 F-16 of the Pakistan Air Force, 1 C-130, 1 Mirage and 1 AWACS. And I think this is logical, because this is what the air chief has mentioned. Exactly the same amount. Not more, not less. And as far as their claim of our casualties are concerned for the aircrafts, I wouldn't mention much about it, because I got to be tactically sound. Why should I give information that is going to help the enemy place himself tactically better in the next round? So why would I admit in the first place? But as far as the tallying of the Pakistan casualty of these aircraft are concerned, these are, you know, bang on. It's a bullseye. There is no deviation in terms of the number of casualties that have been mentioned by our air chief. So that gives one authenticity to this. And Arnab, and to General G.D. Bakshi sir, I would definitely say that Asif Munir is in a very desperate situation. And if you recall the movie Casino Royale, and what that villain was doing, he was playing the game of cards out of sheer desperation to save his life because of the loss that he's incurred. So Pakistan, having lost the reputation of JF-17, it is now on to Asif Munir to establish the face of JF-17, have its sales increased, or else he will face the consequences by the Chinese regime.
Now,
so
Nadeem, before I bring in General Bakshi,
yes,
this report is a very serious report. It is the most respected Swiss think tank, right? And the person speaking is one of the world's top military experts, Adrien Fontanellaz. Now, what he has said here...
and you have seen...
What you've said here, listen, what he has said here...
Adel sir,
is that if you look at the detailed information available, even the Pakistani radars, according to him, stopped emissions to avoid attracting Indian strikes. That facilitated the potential penetration of a further escalation by the Indian Air Force, which means you backed off.
Arnab Saab,
Now,
I have read the report. I have thumbed through all the pages, Arnab Saab, and I have heard this Adrien also. You must have seen his body language. You see his body language, and he was saying that his research, his article is based on the reports coming from the Indian officers, right? And he has not included the statement of your CDS, Chief of Defense Staff, Anil Chauhan. What he said, he himself has admitted that our fighter aircraft shot down. Moreover, many seniors have accepted this, that 6 planes have been shot down. You people are misleading your own people. You are fooling your own self. General Bakshi very well know what air superiority means. Air superiority means that your aircraft can easily move to that area and can target any nook and corner of that area without any fear of any interference by the aircraft or the air defense system. Whereas the reality is that none of your aircraft entered Pakistan territory, right? No aircraft there entered in Pakistan territory. Moreover, we shot down your 6 aircraft, and the whole world knows. The Bloomberg,
Nadeem, for the purposes of this debate, 1 minute, for the purposes of this debate, and I have Adrien still with me.
Yes.
Nadeem, what is said, I will let General Bakshi respond to you. But viewers, please remember, 7 of the 9 selected camps were located close to the border. Their destruction was given to the Indian Army. The 2 which were deep, their destruction was given to the Indian Air Force. This could not have happened unless we had a free run inside Pakistani airspace. General Bakshi will respond to you. It's humiliating. That's why Asif Munir is going around wearing a bulletproof vest. He looks terrible. He has breakfast. He goes to sleep in a bulletproof vest now. It's very sad. It's humiliating. General Bakshi, your response to all that you've heard so far.
Excellent. Arnab, Adrien's think tank is the 4th internationally respected institution, which has come out and said that India had total escalation dominance. It was able to hit targets at will. May I remind everyone here of Tom Cooper's analysis. He's an Austrian military aviation expert who echoes what Adrien has said. May I remind you of Colonel John Spencer of the Urban Warfare Institute in the American West Point, right, who has totally echoed the views of Adrien and his think tank. May I remind you of the Royal United Services Institution Dr. Walter Ladwig's independent analysis, which corroborates entirely what the Indian Air Force has claimed, right? May I remind my Pakistani Major Sahab that there is something called effect-based operations, EBO. I hope you heard of it. You have to focus on what are the effects you have been able to inflict on the enemy side. We had 9 terror targets, we hit them all 9. We have visual proof, we have photographic evidence, we have air photographic evidence, right? Before, after images. We hit targets like the Markaz-e Subhanallah in the midst of Bhavalpur. We hit the Markaz-e Tayyiba in Lahore. We hit the headquarters of the Hizbul Mujahideen in Sialkot.
Right.
Your towns, so that the whole Pakistani population could see with their own bloody eyes the damage inflicted. In the second phase, we went for your airfields, right? We, out of the 12 major air bases in Pakistan, 11 were clobbered, which includes Noor Khan, the key command and control node, the nuclear weapons command post, which the Americans had built at a cost of $500 million, blasted with our BrahMos, which was put in through the air conditioning vent. Right? A remarkable feat of targeting. We hit the Murid air base, which had the drone command post. Turkish officers were killed there, right? Including your entire Pakistani cohort. Your drones were falling out of the skies. We hit Rahim Khan, we hit Jacobabad.
I can also list and verbally say anything.
What can you list? What can you list?
In favor. I can list number of targets in India. I can say so many things verbally, but without proof, there is nothing. Can you show me? I asked Adrien.
Without proof, I am.
Anil Chauhan.
Excuse me.
Anil Chauhan said.
Boy.
General Anil Chauhan said.
Boy.
What?
You haven't had much service.
I have also heard you. You are naming targets. I can also name the targets in India, right? But it should be credible.
Yeah, tell us.
Some evidence.
Please tell us.
Which target? Tell us which target.
It would be
education. Which target in India? Which target can you name? Nadim, name. Which target? Name a target. Name a target. If you say you can name targets, name the targets.
Adrien, why didn't you add the statement of Chief of Defense Forces, General Anil Chauhan's statement to Bloomberg? Why didn't you include the Trump's statement of shutting down 6 aircraft? Why didn't you include it?
Okay, so his argument is that why don't you listen to Donald Trump? You really expect Adrien to take Donald Trump seriously?
The name of Shivangi, the name of Abhinandan, the name of Nachi Kitia.
How much time do I have?
Major Nadeem.
Many years ago, yaar, get your timeline right.
Major Nadeem, please tell us. Please tell us which country has come and done a study in terms of your destruction.
Except the airstrip. Adrien, can you show me one video clip in which a building is on fire except the airstrip? They are showing the clips of the airstrips, or they are showing the buildings under fire from 100 miles away. And they are not accepting.
Stop shouting. I think you're looking ridiculous.
Now can I come
Someone is responding. Someone, General Bakshi, come on. Keep quiet, Nadeem. Keep quiet, Nadeem.
Boy,
minute left. I'm letting General Bakshi come in.
Boy, have you finished?
I'm finished.
Okay. Now let me reply to your contentions. You have not named one Indian air base that you hit. Of all the air bases that we have hit, our Vice Chief of the Air Staff, our Director General of the Air Operations has shown you, excuse me, look, I heard you with patience. Now listen to me with patience. I don't want to get into a shouting match. Okay, with somebody who's far my junior. Now listen to this. whatever are the air targets we have claimed to hit, we have shown satellite Maxar satellite air photographs before and after the strike. All right? Every single air base that we have hit. You are saying they showed the photographs of the air base? Of course, when we hit the runway, when we cratered the runway, we have to show the photographs of the cratered runway. When we hit your hangars, where you had your F-16s and your AWACS, we have to show you the photographs of that hangar before and after, with an 80-foot hole in the roof. And that is Maxar satellite. That is Maxar satellite. Don't giggle like a schoolgirl. Don't giggle like a bloody schoolgirl, man. I'm talking to you facts.
Relaxed.
Please counter us with facts.
You are losing temper.
But name one place. Jalbakshi, 1 minute. Major Nadeem Samar, I place on record, has not been able to successfully name one Indian target. Not one.
I can name 100, right?
You can means name one. Why name 100? Name one.
I can name 100.
Name one.
Pathankot,
Name one.
You just showed me one clip where any air base or any airport building is under fire. You showed me only one clip of any one aircraft. Any one aircraft.
Major Nadeem, please show us the satellite imagery. It's open source. Please go arrange and show us.
I can also show the satellite imagery.
What is stopping you from showing us the satellite images?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll close it there. I'll close it there. Adrien's done a fantastic study with that report, which should be circulated in Pakistani circles so the eyes open up a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, mother of all deals between India and the EU tomorrow. And while this happens, America is heading towards civil war. When I'm back.
For a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप जीरा